Good morning, Peter Racey here, Brisbane Tennis Trail, YouTube. It is this Saturday, the 10th of July, and the headline of the Courier Mail screamed out to be recorded. It's just such a great headline. Now, on the Thursday, the 8th, tennis tragic Rebecca Levingston, 6:12 ABC morning show, a real tennis tragic, as I think I said, interviewed Geoff Masters, doubles Grand Slam winner, US, Australian and Wimbledon winner, a really decent guy. This interview has been attached to a playlist that he recorded some time ago now. I hope you enjoy this as Geoff talks about his feelings and how Ash Barty is likely to be feeling in the lead up to the Grand Slam final.
Ash Barty on centre court tonight, semi-final showdown. Very few people can actually say they know how it feels to be there. But Geoff Masters knows. He's a three-time Grand Slam doubles champion. It's turned his considerable skill to commentating and coaching. He's taught a 12-year-old Bernard Tomic and 14-year-old Sam Stosur. Geoff Masters, good morning.
Hey Rebecca, good morning.
Oh my goodness. I get really easy kind of vicarious chills and excitement. How do you reckon Ash Barty is feeling today?
Well, both of those feelings, I'm sure. Very, very excited. There'll be some nerves for sure, but look, she's achieved an awful lot in the last couple of years, and so she's getting used to this environment. But frankly, so is her opponent. She plays Angie Kerber. Kerber's a three-time Grand Slam singles winner. She's very experienced, so this will be a tough match for Ash. This is Kerber, a left-hander, brings something different to the game as well, of course, because there's not many left-handers out there at the moment. So tough assignment for Ash, but look, her attitude's fantastic. She's playing great, and she's in with a definite chance.
All right, well, that's a fairly decent tick from you, Geoff Masters, to match up to Todd Woodbridge, who we spoke to earlier. What about for you, Geoff? I mean, in terms of big matches or moments that stand out to you, whether it was a win or whether it was something that you turned around, what's a moment in your own tennis career that really stands out in your mind?
Well, I was just listening to your previous caller who was at Wimbledon in 1977. That happened to be the year that my partner and I, another Queenslander, we won the Wimbledon doubles that year, which was very exciting. And of course, it was actually the centenary of Wimbledon that year, so the Queen herself actually came to the tennis on finals day, and certainly came on women's finals day. So the match prior to the doubles final that I was involved in was Virginia Wade, a Brit, who won the singles final, and so the Queen presented the trophy and then spoke to my partner and myself prior to us walking on court for the men's doubles final. So it was a pretty special occasion. So I don't remember quite what we spoke about when I spoke to the Queen, but I was more focused on the tennis. But it was a moment and something certainly to remember, as well as, of course, winning the men's Wimbledon doubles title.
Oh, what a moment. Yes, Your Majesty, but I see this tennis racket and balls and kit. I've got to get onto the court. That's amazing.
That's it, exactly. You've got more things to do.
Yeah, and you did it. Geoff Masters, three-time Grand Slam doubles champion. You are now working with the next generation of tennis players. How do you coach someone to be a brilliant tennis player?
Well, yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? That coaching's all about. You really need to understand the person with whom you are working, what drives them, what you have to do to tick the right boxes to get them to achieve what their talent provides. So that's very much the first call is to really get to understand your players, so you know how to get the best out of them. And of course, all these players that I'm working with many others at the moment are talented, but then it's a matter of having the right mental attitude, having the right physical capabilities. I mean, this is such a physical game now, tennis. All the players are so fit and so strong, so flexible, so that's a very big part of it as well. So you've got to have the attitude, and you've got to have the mobility certainly as well as the talent. So there's a lot to bring to the table, but the first thing really is to get to know your player and know how to get the best out of them.
In terms of the sort of the youngsters coming through the tennis ranks, at what point do you think, I think we've got, you know, something really special on our hands here? Like, is there or has there been a moment where you've had that thought?
Yeah, look, it's not so much a moment, it's what they bring to the table every day. When you see someone who, no matter what the circumstances are, whether they're a bit tired or whether the conditions aren't ideal, but they still want to compete and they still want to give you their very best for that day, then you know you've got someone who is capable of being quite outstanding. So, you know, so many players have the talent, so to speak, as far as what they can do with a tennis ball, but they don't necessarily have the attitude to go through those times and those environments that might be a bit challenging. They're difficult, they're adverse, but those that succeed really show that they're prepared to navigate all of those issues and keep bringing their best to the table. So if you see that in an athlete, you know you've got someone special.
Geoff Masters, I read in an interview that you described Rod Laver as your greatest sporting idol. Why?
Well, look, Rod, for many reasons. I mean, Rod, he's a fellow Queenslander, so that's something special to be proud of. He's a wonderful human being. You know, we talk about his tennis prowess, which is outstanding. I mean, he's won the Grand Slam, that is winning all 4 majors in a calendar year twice, the only male player to ever have done that. But he's incredibly humble, man. You speak with him, and he's got no airs or graces. He's incredibly humble, and that's something that I really admire. He doesn't need to talk about himself or shine a light on himself, and he certainly goes about everything he does in a very quiet and unassuming manner. So he brings everything to the table as far as I'm concerned, and he's a real gentleman. And I'm very proud to have played him and been in the Davis Cup team with him when I was very young. So, so it's very special for me.
Well, no doubt his legacy flows through you onto the next generation. Geoff, so fabulous to chat to you this morning. Thank you, and fingers crossed for Ash tonight.
Go on. Thanks, Rebecca. Cheers.
Geoff Masters, 3-time Grand Slam doubles champion, played with Rod Laver, and now nurturing the next generation of tennis players.